new and renewal passport applications. As part of the exercise, the team will visit designated cities across the United Kingdom to conduct passport enrollment and processing, thereby enabling eligible applicants in different parts of the country to access the exercise.
A large crowd of women stormed the major streets of Osogbo, Osun State capital, today, protesting alleged police intimidation, local violence, political violence, and killings in the state ahead of Saturday's governorship election. The protesters carried various placards singing solidarity songs and shouting at the top of their voices, rejecting political violence and killings taking place in the state. One of the leaders, simply identified as Eniola, condemned the violence associated with the political activities ahead of the election, stressing that political disagreements should never be used to justify killings, intimidation, or destruction. The women appealed to President Bola Tinubu to intervene in what they described as a growing threat to the safety and security of residents of Osun State.
Troops of the Operation Hardin Kai have neutralized several terrorists and also recovered weapons, ammunition and communication gadgets in Gajiram, Nganzai local government area of the state. In a statement today, the acting military information officer, Operation Hardin Kai, Mohammed Goni, said a large number of terrorists launched an assault in an attempt to overrun the troops' position. However, he said a few troops sustained injuries during the engagement as a part of the defenses was temporarily breached, leading to damage to some combat enablers and vehicles from rocket-propelled grenade fires. According to him, the injured personnel were promptly airlifted and are currently stable and receiving medical attention. The acting military information officer said that following the attack, troops had remained firmly deployed in and around the FOB and adjoining areas to dominate the general area, monitor the situation, and prevent any further attempt by the terrorists to re-engage. Military authorities urged residents of Gajiram and surrounding communities to remain calm and go about their lawful activities.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oluyole State, Ibadan. Oluyole State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has declared that he will never assume the role of a political godfather to any politician, including the governorship candidate of his party. Governor Makinde said this while speaking at the Oluyole State Hijra 1448-2026 luncheon held at the State Banquet Hall, Government House, Agodi, Ibadan. Details are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Oluyole Sulaiman.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, on Monday hosted Muslim Ummah, traditional rulers, government officials, and Islamic clerics from across the state in celebration of the 1448 Hijra Islamic calendar, which commemorates the historic migration of the Holy Prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Medina. In his address, Governor Makinde said if his party political candidates are given the opportunity to serve, they will be accountable to the people of Oluyole State and not to him, stressing that leadership should be based on responsibility and service to the people rather than allegiance to an individual political figure. Governor Makinde said that despite commencing his annual leave on the day of the Hijra celebration, he could not afford to miss the opportunity to appreciate the Muslim community in Oluyole State for its continued support for his administration since its inception, while charging residents to demand clear plans and commitment from anyone seeking to govern the state. The governor urged them to focus on programs that will promote development, peace, and prosperity. He also challenged his political opponents to tell the people of Oluyole State what they intend to do if elected, rather than attempting to discredit the achievements of his administration.
And I promise you, the leader godfather anybody, including people at the Open Salon. There are many opportunity where they will be responsible to the people of Oluyole State. I will forever this opportunity that has been given to me to serve the people of Oyo State for 8 years. 8 years is 96 months. Out of the 96 months, that is 87, which is almost 91% of it.
In his welcome address, the Allied People's Movement, APM, Oyo State Deputy Governorship candidate, Engineer Muftau Opon Salau, appreciated the Muslim Ummah in the state for their continued support for the present administration. He pledged that the APM will sustain and expand developmental initiatives across the state if given the opportunity to serve. The chairman of the occasion, the Balogun of Ogbomoso, Dr. Saka Balogun, expressed optimism that Governor Makinde will continue his good works for the people of the state until the end of his tenure. He also called on residents to support APM candidates in the forthcoming elections. In separate goodwill messages, Imam Dawood Oluyole, a representative of the Nigeria Union of Teachers NUT, the APM Oyo State governorship candidates, Honorable Bimbo Adekambi, Dr. Adams Akeula, and the secretary to the state government, Professor Musba Babatude, described the governor as an outstanding leader whose administration has positively transformed the fortunes of the state. Honorable Adekambi, in particular, pledged to build on the legacies and achievements of Governor Makinde if given the opportunity to serve as the next governor of the state. In his short sermon, the chief imam of Dawood Oluyole Central Mosque, Iwo Road, Ibadan, also eulogized Governor Makinde, highlighting 6 notable attributes which he said have distinguished the governor's leadership. A major highlight of the event was the presentation of gift items to some outstanding personalities in recognition of their contributions to the development of the state. Governor Makinde also pledged to present a brand new car to the guest lecturer at the occasion. The chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, Chief Dotun Olaitan, was among the dignitaries who graced the event. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
The King's Service Chaplains International has inaugurated and commissioned its chaplaincy body with a call on newly inducted chaplains to uphold integrity, compassion, and commitment to national development. The charge was given at the inauguration, induction, and commissioning ceremony, where chaplains, officers, ambassadors, and advisors were also decorated. For Lashade Akintola files on the details of the event, which took place in Ibadan.
It was a gathering of religious leaders, scholars, chaplains, and dignitaries as the King's Service Chaplain International formally inaugurated and commissioned its chaplains body. The ceremony centered on the values of service to God and humanity, with newly inducted chaplains charged to demonstrate their faith through their conduct and service to society. After being decorated as the Commander General of the King's Service Chaplains International, Dr. Fred Emmanuel described the organization as a movement committed to evangelism, discipline, and community transformations. He charged the new chaplains to remain Christ-centered, compassionate, prayerful, and people-oriented, stressing that the uniform and title must never become greater than the responsibility attached to their calling.
There are more people who are sick on the streets. And that is why we warn people, be careful, don't fight, don't do this, because there are more sick people on the street than the people that are in the hospital. So, and the core of KSCI, number 1, is to give education to people, to give encouragement as much as we can to as many as are in need of this encouragement and help.
Officially inaugurating the King's Service Chaplain International and commissioning the new inductees for Kingdom Service, Evangelist Chaplain Professor Nathaniel Olaniyan led them in the oath of affiliations and chaplain's oath.
You solemnly swear and affirm that you will serve God first.
Yes, sir.
you will uphold the vision of ASCI.
Yes, sir.
Represented by Chaplain Joseph Oluyole, the Grand Printer, Major General Kayode Oni retire, urged the newly inducted chaplain to recognize their identity as servants of Christ and allow their lives to reflect the virtues of love, forgiveness, and selfless service. In his message delivered by the Chaplain General Professor Daniel Babalola, the Vice Chancellor of the College of Chaplain and Social Science, Nigeria, Professor Faith Adelano, urged the new chaplain to wear their commission with humanity and discharge their duties with integrity. Professor Adelano also commended the visionary leadership of Dr. Fred Emmanuel, describing the commitment to kingdom service as an inspiration to the new generation of chaplains. In his goodwill message, the Chairman Board of Trustees, Chaplain Professor Nathaniel Olaniyan, said the responsibility of the chaplain goes beyond wearing a title or uniform, describing chaplain as a moral example, compassionate counselors, and spiritual mentors.
To be good ambassador to the nation, because chaplaincy services is to build the nation. And they must be men and women of integrity. Because as chaplains, we are epitome of morality, articulate teacher, compassionate counselors, and the spiritual mentors.
The event also featured the presentation of certificates to chaplain, as well as the decoration of chaplain officers, ambassadors, and advisors. The activities ended with a general thanksgiving and donation as the organization reaffirmed its commitment to raising well-equipped chaplains for effective service in religious, public, and community institutions. Folashade Akintola, BCUS News.
Abia State has a new Commissioner of Police, Mr. Wilfred Afolabi, who assumed duty today with a pledge to strengthen intelligence-led policing, deepen community partnership, and enforce discipline within the rank and file. CP Afolabi, who becomes the 35th Commissioner of Police in Abia, succeeds AIG Danladi Isa, who has been promoted and redeployed to the Force Criminal Investigation Department FCID Annex, Kaduna. The new CP, who spoke to journalists shortly after assuming office, said his administration would focus on strengthening existing security structures and re-engineering the state's intelligence network to enhance crime prevention.
Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Yahaya today approved the appointment of 19 permanent secretaries to fill vacancies in the state civil service and strengthen administrative capacity for effective and efficient service delivery. The head of the state civil service, Professor Muhazu Shehu, who conveyed the governor's approval, said the appointments became necessary due to the shortage of permanent secretaries in the service, as well as the recent creation and restructuring of ministries by the state government. He explained that filling the vacancies would ensure that the affected ministries had competent administrative leadership and were adequately positioned to effectively discharge their mandate.
On the foreign scene, Thailand has recorded another deadly shooting days after a separate attack killed 7 people. A former lawmaker is accused of killing a provincial official outside a government building in Nonthaburi, with a financial dispute cited as a possible motive. Foreign Desk Editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story and others, now presented by Khadija Lawal.
Songchai Prasad, a provincial official, died in hospital after being shot in the neck while his driver was hit in the arm and hand. Chalong confesses he carried out the attack in a phone call to a well-known political commentator who was live streaming on YouTube at the time. His exact motives remain unknown, but the suspect's comments after the shooting indicate there was a dispute about money. The suspect later gave a press conference from the police station where he was being held. The shooting in Nonthaburi province comes just days after a teenager shot his grandparents and opened fire on a school in the same area, killing 7 people. Meanwhile, tropical storm Dolphin has swept through eastern China, bringing torrential rain and storms as authorities warned of severe flooding and landslides. Dolphin came ashore late on Sunday as a typhoon in Yuan, Zhejiang province, with maximum sustained winds of 151 km per hour, having triggered China's highest weather alerts. The National Meteorological Center activated a red alert, which is the highest level in the country's typhoon warning system, as Dolphin approached. According to an official statement on the Chinese government website, as more than 1 million people were evacuated from their homes. By today, the typhoon had weakened into a tropical storm as it moved inland and lost energy, and continued to soak the eastern provinces including Anhui, Jiangsu and Shandong. Torrential rain was forecast through August 10 across Zhejiang, Shanghai, northern Fujian, northeastern Jiangxi, central and southeastern Anhui, and much of Jiangsu. And lastly, at least 13 people have been killed in a Ukrainian drone strike on the Russian Republic of Tatarstan, officials have said. One child was among the victims, with 75 more people injured, Russian authorities said, in one of the deadliest single attacks on Russia since the start of Moscow's full-scale war in Ukraine. Kyiv has not yet commented on the strike on the city of Nizhny, which is more than 1,100 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. Ukraine's armed forces confirmed Nizhny's Tanevo oil refinery had been hit, while Ukrainian defense technology manufacturer Firepoint said its FP-1 drones had been used in the attack. The strike lasted several hours overnight and into the morning, local sources say. Verified images on social media show large plumes of smoke and flames rising into the sky in daytime, with air raid sirens howling in the background. Although there is no official information yet on the targets of the attack, Kyiv has recently stepped up its strikes on facilities it says contribute revenue and logistics to Russia's war on Ukraine. Khadija Lawal, BCS News.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the main points. The federal government, Nigerian Bar Association and United Nations Children's Fund have launched a partnership to expand access to pro bono legal services for children in conflict with the law and other vulnerable children across Nigeria.
A large crowd of women stormed the major streets of Osogbo, Osun State capital today, protesting alleged police intimidation, political violence and killings in the state ahead of Saturday's governorship election.
Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has declared that he will never assume the role of a political godfather to any politician, including the governorship candidate of his party.
And on the foreign scene, Thailand has recorded another deadly shooting days after a separate attack killed 7 people. A former lawmaker is accused of killing a provincial official outside a government building in Nonthaburi, with a financial dispute cited as a possible motive.
If you see something suspicious, alert the authorities immediately for timely response. Be vigilant. That's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Taiwo Adeyemi and delivered by
Idowu Shekoni
and Welumi Asende. Many thanks for listening. And don't forget to tune in for the River version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
Best in news, sports and entertainment. We got everything you need and so much more, yeah. 98.5 FM Oluyole. 98.5 FM. Yeah, man. innovation. Brighten up your day in so many ways. Tune to 98.5.
Oluyole 98.5 FM. 98.5 FM. Oluyole 98.5 FM. 98.5 FM.
Àmì òjijì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Oluyole FM àwa ni bàbá. Àmì òjijì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Oluyole FM àwa ni bàbá.
ìgbà tó gbá dé baálẹ̀ gbọ́migbọ́mi kọ̀ǹkọ̀ tó kọ̀ǹkọ̀ dé baálẹ̀ wẹ̀dòwẹ̀dò tiwantiwa àkọ́tún ètò lálẹ́ ká sórí ìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé FM 98.5 lórí ètò tiwantiwa ẹ ó bá gbọ́ ẹwà èdè nínú àṣà ohun èdè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá níjọ̀wọ́n àná ń bẹ lórí ètò tiwantiwa níbi tí a ti máa ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò àwọn ohun tí àwọn baba wa ń ṣe láyé àtijọ́ àtàwọn ohun tí à ń ṣe lóde òní abala òwe ń kọ́ láti máa tú àtúpalẹ̀ àwọn òwe tá a máa gbọ́n yẹ́bẹ́yẹ́bẹ́ ntí òwe túmọ̀ sí àti ntó sọ iṣẹ́ abẹ̀mí láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ẹranko ìgbẹ́ àti àwọn tí ojú àwọn ọdẹ máa ń rí nínú igbó kẹràngbó tó di ọbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín Babátúndé Ògúnwálé Ìjálá Olúfẹ̀ ní gbogbo àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ ajé ni o Monday láago 9 sáago 10 ààbọ̀ àṣálẹ́ níkànnì Olúyọ̀lé FM 98.5 lẹ́ẹ̀tì máa gbọ́ ẹ máa tẹ́tí lẹ́kùn.
Lágbo Àkàndá